What's crazy is I done got so ill on like my editing cuz and my editing hand cuz while at the same time doing this, like, cuz I had all this shit set up for y'all niggas even got in here.
I see. I seen it. I seen it. What's happening, Pete? Pete, good? You can hear me?
Can't hear you, Pete. Your setup is crazy. We've been trying to get you on the show, Malcolm. I've been telling Pete we need to get you on the show, Malcolm. Shout out to my little brother, Malcolm, one of the most brilliant minds I know, period. You feel me? Just all around a player with it all, man. We waiting on you, Malcolm. We just need to get you in front of an interface and a microphone, but you definitely need to be on this panel. I think this conversation is going to be really
Everything's
good.
on. I don't know what to make.
You good.
Oh, I'm good now?
There you go.
Oh,
so this conversation is going to be crazy because I thought about it the other day and I told Trap out loud. Like I forgot it was other people around. See, I could tell Trap all of my what seemed crazy thoughts in private, and then he'll listen and he'll think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll think about it, and then we'll have a conversation. But when we in public, everybody's immediate thing when they hear something like this is to lose it. They're gonna lose their mind. So shout out to the ADHD community on Clubhouse. Make sure you download Clubhouse, join the ADHD community.
Yeah.
Conversations about hip hop and whatnot. But I mean, I brought it up to him and I asked him, I said, hey man, does it feel like Not Like Us is trending to be the greatest hip hop song in history? Right? And he said it out loud.
You did.
People in that space, they lost it.
They lost it. They went ape shit.
Again, I studied so much hip hop over the last 15 years. Not only have I lived the experience of the culture, but I'm talking about the music. My mom, I'm programmed. It's not different. I didn't choose it. I'm programmed with all hip hop. My mom, she ain't West Coast like me. It's not like that. My mother is a black woman for real. She listened to all the music, all the hip hop. I grew up listening to everything in hip hop. She was very much embracing hip hop from the first day. So I was programmed. I'm talking. I was programmed with Houdini. I was programmed with Grandmaster Flash. I was programmed with LL Cool J. It's not like I was choosing to listen to LL Cool J or the Fat Boy. I was programmed because my mom really loved hip hop. She loved music, but she really loved hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it was another thing. So I told my boxing coach, I told Will today, he was asking me, he's like, man, you know a lot about East Coast hip hop. I said, people won't really respect me talking about East Coast hip hop that way or the source. They don't quite know how much I'm into it. They don't. You know what I mean? All they know is Glasses is a Crip and he from the West Coast. And part of branding, and shout out to my niece who's in the at the lunch table right now. Thank you, Nate. She was saying how brilliant she thought I was at branding over the last 4 or 5 years and how far my brand came along. And I have noticed that people finally understand what it is before I walk in the room. I'm so much more, but I get it. Everybody don't have the capacity to understand how much one human being can be, especially a brother that grew up in Compton and watched from a gang. They like, oh yeah, you for sure snatching purses. You for sure snatching purses, right? And I'm cool. I'm not tripping. I get it. You know what I mean? Have your opinion. You know, think that I go out here, I just kill innocent people, or I'm harming the community, whatever you think. I'm all good. I'm not finna get caught up in your opinion, right? At none of that. I don't care. But this was a thought that came to my mind, right? Is Not Like Us trending to be the greatest song in hip hop history. It's already the greatest diss record. Can we all agree to that?
I'm from Queens, man.
For sure, but we can agree, you know, not your favorite or not the Queen's anthem, but we can agree that it's a greater diss record than, let's say, Ether or Back Down. Greater.
It's achieved a lot. It has a lot of accomplishments that it's achieved right now so far. So like as far as like number one success, I don't think any of it this record been a #1 success like the way this.
No. But minus the chart positioning and just the overall.
Talking about culture shifting. To my culture shifting.
Damage
like
done to the opponent.
Damage done to the opponent. This is a lot of damage, B. This is a lot of damage, right? I don't think nobody, bro. When a nigga, bro, excuse that word. But when John said that shit, 4 or 5 months back, this is gonna be worse than Ja Rule.
Yeah. Shout out to John. He said it the first day, bro.
Yeah, he said it. He was early.
Like, shout out to the homie John from ADHD, the community. Yeah. He was like, Glasses, this finna be bad. I'm like, yeah, he can lose. Yeah, he can lose the battle, but it can't be that bad. He like, nah, G, nah, it's gonna be worse. I'm like, how could it be worse? Like, how could it be worse? Like, even, when we was talking about Ja Rule in that battle, I'm like, it's not like Ja Rule's career was over after the battle, right? Ja Rule still goes on, puts out a single, has a platinum album, puts out another album that ended up going gold with 2 smash singles, New York and the R. Kelly song.
Yeah.
And then he puts out a greatest hit, the Feds raid, Murder Inc., and they lose their deal. That's more or less what happened to Murder Inc. and Ja Rule. It wasn't like, don't get me wrong, 50 did damage. But again, that's not what ended his career. What ended his career is when the Feds raided Murder Inc. and it took their, their connections into the industry and they financial backing. That was the nail in the coffin. So it's different. Even when people talk about the 50 and Ja, they like 50 ended his career. I understand the nuance, the gray area of that conversation. So I'm like, yeah, that was pretty damaging. But even when you think of Tupac and Biggie comes along right after, right? And he has a diamond album. He has a hit record while Pac is talking crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if you go to the biggest moments in history of the biggest diss records in history, Jay-Z next, puts out an album right after Ether and sells, gold first week. You know what I'm saying? And finishing, establishing a top 5 Hall of Fame hip hop career. You know what I mean? After Ether. So again, it's like, even with 50, Ja Rule goes on to have more, platinum albums, gold albums, hit singles. Every big diss record, Ice Cube, No Vaseline, you know what I mean?
They bounce back off of that.
NWA goes back. Dr. Dre comes out, has the biggest album in the world with the Chronic, and you know what I mean? Eazy signs Bone, and they have a big smash for the Love of Money. And Eazy, again, it's never been that's it. You feel me? It's never been that's it.
Nobody got their water color.
This right here as a diss record is by far the most damaging thing done before this year started. Not since this year started, before this year started, before the lawsuit, this already spoiled it for what's probably the most successful rapper. Even if he's not a hip hop artist based off of my conversation, for sure he's the most successful rapper that makes rap songs in history, right? He ruined his career. And I don't know, it's not like Drake was incapable of, putting out records and shit. It was more like he was so bothered by the fucking song that now he cannot focus. It was a space where Cuz was trying to put out records, and the records, you just wouldn't receive the records the same way. He put out 13 records last year. And
how many records it was he put out?
13 or 14.
Yeah. None of them shits hit. As they was hitting before. If they would have been put out before,
they would have hit. Different ones would have hit. Yeah. Right? And it's to the point where
put out videos too.
It was such a whooping. It was such a whooping, bro, that people think it couldn't be organic. You cannot fluff a record this much. It's impossible to fluff a record this much. So, well, first off, this is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on Digital Soapbox. Click that thumbs up right there in that YouTube shit. Click that thumbs up, let everybody know you're in the house. If you're on Twitter, retweet it. If you're on Facebook, share it. This is a really good conversation. We're going to really get into the thought. You know what I mean? It's just a thought. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. If you look below in the description, I've had a podcast. It's the 4th season. No Ceilings Podcast. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart. Right? Shout out to everybody at the lunch table. Shout out to Kate. Thank you for the $20 right when we get started. Not Like Us is definitely on its way to being one of the greatest ever. I think you can make a case that the West has at least 3 or 5 of the top 10 hip-hop songs ever. Today was a good day. G-Thing, keep your head up. Not Like Us, enjoy lunch. Thank you so much, Queen. We appreciate that. Shout out to my little brother, Malcolm Mays. We've been talking about getting you on the show. We got to get you in front of a mic, bro, so people can really hear that you're not just a dope actor, but a dope person in the culture with this hip-hop thing and, period, just making art. Warren, what's up? Art, Gulf Coast Connection, Curtis, Astro, my niece, Nay, I love you, niece. Neek, what's happening? Squab, Ray, Kelvin, what's going on? The Squish, thank you for moderating. Feel me? Bugsy, what's the deal? Oh, man, we up in here. Mo, what's up? Yeah. Gulf Coast, Ruffin, everybody that's here. Daniel, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Daniel, what's happening? Everybody was happening. We up in this thing cooking. Michelle, what's going on? John, what's up, baby? Adonai, what's happening? Moons, what's up? So, V, what's the deal? Yeah, that's funny. Shout out to V. I didn't know Meek glasses. Meek went into hiding after the Drake diss. I didn't know neither. That Meek just be finding the craziest things to say at the wrong time.
What happened?
Meek act like he had to lay low. Like they wanted him to lay low. Like, shout out to the homie from Grape Street, Arsenal in New Jersey. What's up with it, homie? But he was saying that he asked Meek, like, you see this boy suing him over this song, you know, suing a label over this song. Like, how do you feel about that, knowing the stuff you went through when he dropped these diss records that were, you know, harmful to your career? And he was telling a short story of how, like, people didn't give him opportunities. He was being blocked from opportunities. Everybody was telling him he should lay low, and he ended up dropping a mixtape that did well. Like, it did 90,000 first week. But he said all of the missing opportunities that he was being blocked or the opportunities that was being kept away from him, you know what I mean? It made him question himself. Yeah, so shout out to Meek, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was tough, you know what I mean? That was one of the moments where I was like, I really felt the humanity in what he was saying.
Yeah.
Back to the point.
Yeah.
Real quick.
And what you drinking, Pete?
Oh, I just had a quick Martinez just to
real quick, just
you know,
get the edge
quick
off.
Martinez. Go ahead.
Let's get the edge off.
It was like a mini Martinez, like a mini Mart, I'll call it. But the is Meek a little, you know, like, you know what I mean?
He's about to buy TikTok, you know that, right?
No, it's not gonna happen, but I like the thought of it.
Yeah, that was a great thought, man. It's great thought.
No, I think Meek is just
he's from Philly. That's the first off. He's from Philly, man.
Well, first, yeah, he
everyone
is
in Philly.
I mean, Philly's Philly.
No, I just think
Philly.
I don't know. Meek is like one of the better record makers. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't care about his record making.
I know, but I'm saying, okay, I don't know if he could tell the temperature. He's not the best at reading the room.
Yes.
That's one thing. He's always, to me, as successful as he is, he's one of the most successful hip-hop artists, period. Probably the second most successful hip-hop artist out of Philly behind, you know, Will Smith. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, he gets it, but sometimes I think he's really bad at reading the room. And shout out to Malcolm. He made a good point. I don't think he's great at expressing himself when the music is not on.
Yes.
From Philly.
Now, why is, I don't know. I have no idea. You feel me?
Is he like a little Asperger's-y? I mean, like, what are we talking here?
I don't know, but don't say that because I don't want to have to fuck Meek up because he's tripping on you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rachie Ray.
I might be the ticket to him getting the help he needs.
From Philly, man. That's the bottom line, man.
Shout out to Rachie Ray. I knew a guy from Philly. He stole my pager. I paged it. It went off, and he told me it was his. To be fair, that's the only person I met from Philly.
I'm telling you, he's from Philly.
That sounds excruciatingly accurate.
That's what it is. Be up in the Philly blocks.
Shout out to Bugsy. Philly don't got nothing to do with it. No, Bugs.
This is a $2
million.
That's
not Bugs. Ain't no offense, Bugs. I'm just saying.
You did that shit. You throwing me off. Don't throw me off. Let me stay on. Let me stay on course. So, long story short, I knew it was the best diss record, right? Great is very quantifiable. I sent something in the group chat that's very quantifiable. And it was talking about greatness. It was a really dope thing about greatness. It is, let me see if I can see it. Greatest skill was taken into account, but it involves a little bit more. Like best is also skill, but best is preference combined with skill. Skill takes more things into account. Being great not only involves skills, but also the achievements and accolades something or someone receives. It also involves a level of impact that something or someone has in that industry and how well they or it is respected.
Yeah, best is narrow. Great is more transcendent.
Why? Yeah, it's more on the road.
Yeah.
So as far as impact, I've never in my life saw a hip hop record impact like this. I'll start right there. The closest, there's a couple records that I thought that impacted like instantly like this. California Love was a big impact when it first happened. We're not talking about hip hop, just mentioning rap records. God's Plan was a big impact when it happened.
Juicy.
Huh?
You don't think Juicy?
Not instantly. Juicy probably took a little bit more, but Juicy was big like the first year. Gin and Juice impacted big.
Cream
impacted nice. Yeah. The DMX record.
Get at me, dog.
Rough Riders Anthem.
Rough Riders Anthem, yeah.
In the club. Shout out to Malcolm Mays. He makes a great point.
Oh, in the club, definitely.
Impacted.
In the club, definitely.
First, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the club, definitely.
This by far is more impactful than those songs.
When I think about in the club,
how?
In the club, bro. Yeah. I was going to the club and a DJ played in the club 14 times in a row, B. That's my word. Nigga kept playing that shit back.
Look, no, again, we're talking about some of the greatest records in hip hop history.
You were in New York though. Like when One Blood dropped
they said it was,
by game, Felly played that like 6 times in a row.
No,
that
and
night.
They play In the Club 6 times in a row too. So no, In the Club is one of those records. It is. But I'm saying it's not quite like this. It is on that level.
Yeah.
I don't hear it down here.
But
I've never heard it down here. When I was in Texas for a couple of days, I didn't hear it there.
No, In the Club. Not now.
In the club, I'm talking about this song.
You're talking about Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Not now. Yeah, now probably. But you gotta think we 8 months in.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about I've never saw a song shake the world from hip hop like this. And that's a lot. Like it really did. Like, remember, this is a diss record that goes #1 in the first week. That tells you a lot. That's never happened for a diss record in hip hop history, ever.
Sure, there's very few that have ever been put on a beat that wasn't designed to focus the lyrics more. Like this is a beat that could be a different type of song. Like usually they don't marry the two into the same track.
That's not the reason though. Like I feel why you think it's the reason, but Dre Day didn't achieve this. Back to Back didn't achieve this as far as rap songs. Ether didn't achieve this. Takeover didn't achieve this.
You know what it reminds me of?
Hit 'Em Up didn't achieve this as far as just chart positioning instantly. And the problem is, shout out to Rachie Ray for making this point.
What you talking about? Who capping on what, Bugsy?
And forgive me, Bugsy tripping. He can't help
That's
it.
My man.
That's
just that Bugsy. That's my man. I ain't
tripping. Shout out to Bugs. He tripping.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to be top 10 again this week. Like it's going to be in the top 10 this week again, right? And it's because of the lawsuit, right? Where like it's being marketed because of a lawsuit. And the news is talking about it. Like I saw a white lady on the news talking about how soft Drake was and how lame this is. She said, I'm about to crash out. This is what this white lady said.
Yeah.
She's about to crash out, Pete, because what is this? Like, I've never saw one record, a diss record. It's by far the greatest diss record. I've never saw a diss record impact an opponent this bad. Shout out to John. He told me, but this is way over the top. It's by far greater than like what happened with Ether. Ether would have been in the top 3. No Vaseline was number 1 for me. Ether was number 2 for me. Hit 'em Up was number 3. Back Down was some. None of those songs did this to an opponent. None of those songs did this to an opponent. That's just a fact. I can like other diss records more, but nothing did this to an opponent in life. Shout out to Sharice. Thank you for the $20. We here cooking. Aubrey is the softest ninja to ever touch a mic. Hit that like button, peeps.
Yeah.
I can't argue the point.
No.
Was the lady on the news referring to Drake as rapper Drake?
She didn't.
That's all you need to know.
Facts. Shout out to Sharice. Thank you again for that $5. Not Like Us is now in legendary status. That is true. And it'll probably be diamond before the Super Bowl or the Grammy weekend happen. Like, this is how scary this is. It streamed 2 million times yesterday. It came out 9 months ago. No, 8 months ago. Like, it popped back up. It's about to be marketed for the next probably year because of a lawsuit where different people, because it's in federal court, all kind of people are going to discover it over the next like 3 weeks. And then what it wins at the Grammy. And then as it's performed on the Super Bowl. It's going to go diamond in less than 1 year. That's just achievements. It's going to go diamond in less than 12 months.
You think he feel the same way by not putting it? Because that would have had GNX album through the fucking roof. We'd have had to put that shit on that album.
It would have been platinum in the first week.
Yeah.
It would have got credited as platinum in the first week.
Yeah.
But shout out to John. He told me this. I'm going to make sure I double down. It's going to be in the Billboard Top 10, CO. In the Billboard Top 10 this week. It's going to keep streaming. They're going to talk about it on different outlets, mainstream media outlets. People are still just learning about the song. It streamed 2 million times yesterday just because the initial release of the lawsuit. That means it's trending to stream roughly 10 to 15 million over the next 7 days. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? So it's already by far the greatest diss record of all time. If you could like other songs more, there are some. I like No Vaseline more, but this is by far the greatest. It's not even nothing close. Nothing shook an opponent to their existence like this. Like, Drake has put himself in a position to where he's suing the company that empowered him for 15 years. He's suing the company that owns the radio station that made him a star. That made him a star for the last 15 years in iHeart. He's suing Spotify, where he was one of the highest streamed persons, and they worked him into their brand and business for, 12 years. And he's suing them. One record has him suing them. The people that have made him and empowered him. Again, you could like a million things more. I'm not disagreeing. You could like a lot of stuff. I like a lot of stuff. But this shit is different. This shit different. So it's by far the greatest diss record. It passed that last year sometimes. And John told me. Shout out to John. Shout out to Trio. They told me. Yeah. I did not realize what was about to happen to Drake. I never could have saw this. There's no way possibly the most successful rapper, the person to make rap music would be doing this. Like, he is, like the song say, cuz is genuinely spiraling out of control. Like, he's trying to go to war with the companies that build him up.
How did you not see? I saw this in the first 3 days.
Hell no, I didn't see this. Why the hell? Why the fuck why would I think the most successful rapper would be stuck on one song? He's the most successful person to ever make rap music.
Because he existed in the space with effectively, like, how can you describe it? Like he was there on a like writ of diplomacy that was revoked.
But okay. First off, thank you, Michael Love, my boy. Welcome back to the lunch table.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to everybody new at the lunch table. Shout out to all the people that make the lunch table.
Love's great. That's my favorite. That's the guy with Mexico, right?
Yep. Shout out to everybody. We starting all the food fights. But shout out to Michael Love. Shout out to everybody that's new at the lunch table and old at the lunch table. This is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, your entertainment for your lunch break. Right, but we don't entertain with the coonery. We actually really get into these conversations. This ain't no tongue-in-cheek stuff. These are thoughts. So shout out to Michael Love. Thank you for the $5. What it do, fellas? Sorry I'm late to the lunch table. I was stuck in the principal's office. My man, welcome here. Craze, I was looking for you, Craze. I didn't catch you. Okay, so again, right? I'm saying this again. It was the best diss song months ago. It was the greatest, diss song months ago. Right now, like I said, it's going to be Diamond Pete in less than 12 months. That's just an achievement. Impact, it forced its way into the culture to the point where it's a diss record. And it goes number 1 in the first week as a diss record. As a diss record. So it forces itself to be the most talked about thing in the culture. Obviously, it's a battle. Right? It's obvious a battle. Shout out to the homie EP. You can't manufacture this. They couldn't manufacture this for Drake. They couldn't manufacture, the same company couldn't manufacture this type of effort for Drake on none of his songs.
They ain't doing it back to back?
Hell no. Back to back didn't go top 20.
It did?
Hell no. No. No, look it up. No.
I'm gonna look it up.
No, back to back did not go top 20. No, it did not. It definitely didn't go number 1. It's never happened. And I think this is the problem. Y'all don't realize this has never happened. It went top 4. Dre Day went top 10. Dre Day was a bigger diss record than back to back. Dre Day, the song where they dissing Easy, Snoop and Dre.
Yeah.
That's bigger than back to back. That's more successful than back to back.
So back to back
on the big charts.
Yeah. Number 21, the Billboard Hot 100. 121.
And that's incredible for a diss record.
Yeah.
That's a big diss record. 21 is insane. Number 21 out of all records is somebody talking bad about Meek Mill. And it's 21 out of all the records. That's Taylor Swift records is on them charts. All kind of Mariah Carey records is on them charts. What's the lady from England that be singing, but she don't never move, but she sing decent?
Celine Dion?
Not Celine Dion is on them charts. What's the other young lady that's with LeBron manager? Adele is on them charts.
Adele.
Pitbull is on them charts. Everybody's on them charts. And the number 21 song was a man talking shit about Drake. That's impressive. But listen, a man from Compton talking shit about Drake is the number 1 played song in the world. That's impossible. Remember, so for all these people that's saying, oh, they botted it up, they would have botted it up for Drake if that was the case. Why it didn't work for Drake? It's ridiculous. You gotta be realistic. It never worked for him on other records. Again, not the rap charts. Shout out to the homie Bugsy. Not the rap charts, all the songs. Not just the rap songs.
Yeah, a lot of stuff go number one on the rap charts.
It passed Shabuzi.
Yeah.
Tipsy, which was the number one song. A guy talking shit about Drake, a song passed the number one song, Shabuzi Tipsy. Do you understand what has happened?
But you know what the Drake fans are gonna say, right? It only did that because he's talking about Drake.
The fact that it never happened for me. It never happened for Pusha T. It never happened for Common. And you know how many people made songs about Drake that this hasn't remotely happened for if that was the case?
That's a fact.
Do you know how many people have talked shit about Drake that this has remotely not even got close to this? That shit is ridiculous. You can't talk shit. Drake has never talked shit about another person and it went to number one.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous thought. So we're past the greatest diss record. It passed the greatest diss record last year. It passed the greatest diss record last year sometimes. It passed No Vaseline last year. I still like No Vaseline more, maybe because I was a kid and it makes sense, but it passed the greatness of No Vaseline last year. This year, it is competing to be one of the greatest hip-hop songs ever, if not the. It's already Kendrick Lamar's greatest song ever. It's already.
Should have kept this to yourself, bro.
What?
Should have kept this to you. This whole statement that it's the greatest hip-hop song of all time, dude.
I didn't say that. I said, will it be?
Will it be?
You're advocating the point that it is.
When you first said it, you said it was the greatest.
You weren't asking, you're advocating.
No. The way you asked the question.
No, that's how.
Seeing if the people agreed with you.
No,
you wanted to see if the people agreed.
They agreed at the projection. They agreed at the projection. I never one time said it is. I said it take too much time. Like you start talking about songs like Gangsta's Paradise from us, right? You start talking about I Got 5 on it, right? You start talking about Juicy. You start talking about Summertime. You start talking about Back That Ass Up. You start talking about International Players Anthem. You start talking about Crossroads. You start talking about Can't Tell Me Nothing. There are some great hip-hop records. Shout out to John. He said trick bag glasses. That's true, because they got put in the trick bag. But it wasn't the trick bag. It's not the trick bag. It's just a thought. And then people's emotion of outrage takes over. I said, even the question, I formed the question correctly so it didn't say you were stuck with
you did. I'm fucking with you.
Right? So what I'm saying is it's trending in a way no hip-hop song in history has ever trended. Ever. I don't think there's been a hip-hop song that's going to go diamond faster.
What was the last hip hop song of these like rare
songs?
Just
the last hip hop,
like
probably the last rap song is God's Plan. That's the last rap song, but the last hip hop song. I'm not overdoing it, CO. I'm not overdoing it. Kendrick is not my favorite rapper. Kendrick wouldn't even be in my top 20 favorite rappers. Like, he's my friend, but he wouldn't. Listen, let me say something else. I had this thought driving to the studio today. You've never heard me rave about Dot's music. You can go through my Twitter. I've never raved about Dot's music. Since if any of y'all follow me on Twitter, shout out to the people that follow me on Twitter. I don't rave about Dot's music. I've never in my life before this album ever raved about Dot's music. Never. You can look at my Twitter, not in real life, I've told John things that I've been critical. I've been hypercritical of Dot's music. I told John, I was like, that shit ain't enough. I tell John all the time, I'll be like, no, that's not enough. I expect more. GNX is him delivering more. Again, it's one of those things. I'm not giving my homeboy nothing more. Y'all can give him all the love. I watch y'all give my homeboy so much love.
You tough enough. What you?
I watch y'all give my homeboy so much love. I ain't never had to give him no extra love. I don't need to. That's my homeboy for real. I love that dude. I don't got to give him nothing. I hugged him, nigga. We ate together, nigga. I fed him, nigga. We chilled. Like, that's my guy. I don't got to give him nothing extra. So damn it, when I'm talking about his damn music and I'm giving him props, y'all can kiss my ass. I should be the loudest. If I was critical, I should be the loudest when it comes to him getting it right. And this is one of them times, and I'm loud on him. I called him yesterday, left a message. Nigga, this shit is crazy, and I should. So all people that's like, man, Glass, you going over the top. No, I'm not.
Supposed to.
I'm not going over the top. I am being honest as hell. When I listen to GNX, that album, I am impressed. It is fucking unbelievable. I'm like, God damn. And now 10 songs are certified gold or platinum. Bro, it's a month. It's like 2 months. It ain't even been 60 days. 10 of the records. I'm not giving my homeboys nothing extra. I'm not going to tell you something dope that ain't because they my homeboy. I'll tell you they dope. Oh, that's a good person. I'm hard on Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne changed my life. I don't be, you don't hear me saying, man, Lil Wayne got 6 classics. You don't hear me saying none of that shit. I'm not doing none of that for no homeboys. I'm not giving no homeboys nothing extra. Y'all give them enough, so y'all don't need me to give them nothing extra. I'm not giving my homeboys nothing extra. So when I'm telling y'all, this is trending to be the greatest song in hip hop history, it's nothing biased about it. The motherfucking song from a sales space is going to be diamond in less than 12 months. Why the fuck is this song going to be diamond in less than 12 months? That don't happen. That don't happen for diss records. And it's not because he's talking about the owl. That don't happen. It didn't happen for the owl. It didn't happen for Nas. It didn't happen for Jay-Z. It didn't happen for Tupac. It didn't happen for Tupac was talking about Biggie. That song, Hit 'Em Up, was a diamond in a month. Dre talking about Easy. Dre Day was a huge smash. What was it, like number 4 on all records? It didn't go diamond in a month.
I think dots got to connect. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended, but they got to connect the right way for this type of shit to happen right here.
But this is what I'm saying. Look at the dots. Look at the look at the dots.
Yeah.
Look at the dots. Shout out to CO. Sales do not equal best. It doesn't. Best is preference. But sales matter in the conversation of greatest.
What's up, Pete?
No, I was gonna say, like, for Dre Day, for example, Eazy-E, all due respect, not Drake. Not Dre.
Listen, it is not you.
So, like, I was gonna say, like, the only song I can think of that's constructed like this, where you have a diss and like listenability for the track. I was trying to look it up a second ago. It's like Dollars and Cents.
For a West Coast person, I agree.
My quick song?
Yeah.
That's a song you can listen to, and you don't even know it's a diss track unless you really listen to it.
But that's the same way. But that's the same with Dre Day. Dre Day is the same way. Most people don't know what Dre Day is about.
Dre Day is the same way too.
And Dre Day is a smash.
Yeah, but there's a ceiling on it because Eazy-E is not that.
He wasn't a pop star. He wasn't a pop star.
It's not. You could diss Britney Spears and your song ain't going number 1. It is not because
Eminem did it. Eminem did it.
I was going to say, shout out to Eminem.
It didn't go number 1.
Shit.
It didn't go number 1.
Shit.
I'm telling you, it didn't. He dissed Mariah Carey. It didn't go number 1. It's not that. That's not how records work. Yes, battle does give you a simple stage. Here you go. Here's a fact. Drake had the same songs. None of them went number 1. Dissing Kendrick Lamar in the same battle. Because the record gotta work. The record gotta work. It's not because he dissed Drake, the song is number 1.
That's not what I'm
not
saying.
true.
I'm saying the layered combination of it being a song that isn't constructed sonically like most diss tracks are very flatline beat, showcase the lyrics. Historically,
some people do that.
Not
Takeover is not Takeover is not like that. Let me go through the lyrics. Let me go through the songs. That's not like that. Just so you can see the history of them. Bridge is Over is not like that. One of the greatest, the greatest diss record out of the 80s is not like that. That's a great record.
We ain't gonna do that. Move on.
No,
move on,
bro. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all redeemed yourself. The Bridge is Over is a great record. It's not a bunch of just him talking crazy about shit. It's a jam. That motherfucker jamming. Cool Mo D dissing LL Cool J. That's a song, that's a hit record that people don't even know is about LL Cool J, and LL Cool J was huge. You know what song I'm talking about with Cool Mo D, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What song am I talking about?
Was it How You Like Me Now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which spawned a rock and roll interpolation of it. That's a smash record now.
Mm-hmm.
Smash record. Those are jams. Moving forward, right? Dre Day is not like that. Dollars and Cents is not like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a history of records from the 80s and 90s where they were just great records that included disses. Takeover, while Ether is like that, Takeover is not like that. And Takeover didn't win the battle for him. Ether don't have a super composed hook that's over the top. It's just a feel. Like magic gotta happen. It's a magic that gotta happen.
But you saying like that, that like Not Like Us was like able to be a little bit more than just a diss record. It was able to be a party record too, like people playing it in the club.
That's what I'm saying. You combine saying, right? Multiple factors of scale, of regionality, of listenability, all like those. You don't tend to check 4 or 5 boxes on a diss record in that way. There are very few examples, 2 or 3. Also, at a point, if you're going back to 1985, hip hop wasn't doing number 1 overalls as easily at that time.
I'm telling you, I can go into the 90s and the 2000s. I can go into 2010s. I can go into the artists in question. It doesn't happen. It's only happened once. Of course, diss records would drop like Not Like Us. Dre Day dissing Eazy-E, Luke, and Tim Dog was dropped just like Not Like Us. It propelled the Chronic to sell 4, 5, 6 million. Again, you guys are trying to find easy ways to understand the magic in this record, which is why I'm saying in the conversation. You keep trying to, well, you know, no. None of those things is why. All of those things go into the pot, but that is not what will make the soup taste the way it tastes. Something special happened.
We've discussed this 55 times.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Moving past it, but I'm saying it's not the song we're discussing, Pete. We're discussing it now at this point of, has a record in the history of hip hop did this, period. Not just a diss record. I'm talking about a record, period. Now, again, to become the greatest song in hip hop history, you feel me, is that takes time. It's not something that happens in 9 months, 12 months. You know, like we don't talk about records like this. It gotta last. Now, why would this song play next year? I don't know why. Why this song would play in 2027? I don't know. Like, what keeps it around? I don't know.
What keeps it around and like what worked most for this song, in addition to the other factors, is the fact that it was laid out in such a way as to be able to A, galvanize the community, and B, that was possible because the target was outside of the community. So now it's turned into not necessarily a diss track, but a community anthem.
Yeah, but you keep trying to do the math, and that's not the math. It could happen in the same way, and it's not going to work the same way. Listen, when they say a record, it's a magic that has to happen. You could put things into the formula, Pete, and trust me, as somebody that watch it happen at the highest level right next to it, you could put all the right stuff in the pot. It don't mean you're going to get the best pot of soup. You could get a quality pot of soup, but you're not going to get the greatest pot of soup. There's a magic that has to happen. Shout out to Name Brand, who makes a very great point. Humble is similar, and it is dissing Big Sean. They didn't, I guess nobody admitted it, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Kendrick's dope, dude, for doing that type of shit, though. He's dope to be able to pull that shit off, though.
Yeah. Which is kind of at his core, he's a competitor, right? Mm-hmm. Shout out to COS Drake. Thank you for the $20. It's not just about sales. Not Like Us has had an impact in every corner of music. Sales, cultural connectivity, opportunities that came from it, then it will win awards. It happens to be a diss song. That is kind of what makes it special. Like, it is unique, but bro, this has never happened, let alone for a diss record. What I'm saying to you is, I don't know if this has happened for a record in hip hop, period.
Bro, this is it's a diss record that's making it into a fucking lawsuit, B.
Bro, like, it's a diss record. Hold up. It's a record where they booked him for the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
The kind of record it is, the kind of record it is, the NFL should be like, oh, no, we don't want no part of this. This is a bad look for our family program. The NFL should be like, this is a bad look for our family program. That's not, remember, that's the Super Bowl we grew up to. They used to have regular Super Bowls where they have like, Pete, you don't remember the Super Bowl performance? They used to be like, you know, mamas and the papas. Like, it was just, it wasn't about gambling.
After the Titty came out, they went back to a geriatric Paul McCartney.
Exactly.
Yeah. It wasn't until Hov joined it.
Think about it. He makes a great point. When that Titty popped out, they were already like, oh, no, man, we can't have this madness up here. A part of a titty, a part of Janet Jackson titty popped out. They almost passed out. Oh my God. A quarter of a titty. And they was about to lose it. They booked a person talking shit about somebody else to do the Super Bowl in the middle of the damn storm.
Right.
How fucking American is that? Like, you not looking at what one song is doing. It's one song.
Right.
It's one fucking song.
That's why, like, when you said that when you said that, right? I immediately thought, like I said, I went away from the greatest. I went more into being one of the most impactful songs. We're seeing so much shit being done from this one song, though. Know what I'm saying? Like, we see the lawsuit shit. We see a nigga career being finished. We see an artist being propelled up to being, you know what I'm saying, like one of the, you know what I'm saying, one of the best, if not, you know what I'm saying, of his time right now. It's crazy. It's a very impactful song, man. Very impactful song.
Man, people are tripping. This is unpaid territory we in with one hip-hop song.
Yeah.
Shout out to DT, my boy DT from Santa Ana in the house. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table contributing. Really appreciate y'all. Shout out to the 2,000 people watching this from all the platforms. We appreciate y'all. Tap in, click that thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. Share this link if you're on Twitter. Retweet this link if you're on Twitter. Share it if you're on Facebook. I think he was going to get picked anyway. No,
he wasn't. No. Not off of Mr. Morale.
No,
I was gonna get picked.
No,
for what?
Not even off Mr. Morale, because it wasn't.
No, he wasn't. No. He wasn't gonna get picked.
Shout out to John.
Got him picked.
Shout out to John. Poetic Justice at the Super Bowl. Glasses, I'm calling it. That would be epic. That would be epic. No, he wasn't. No. You have to move into a different space of branding to be here. This whole situation has moved him into a different space of branding. He's never been branded at this level. So you can't deny. First off, this is by far, it don't have to be your favorite Kendrick Lamar song. It's by far the greatest Kendrick Lamar record of all time. It's going to do things that records and hip hop history have never done. And it's not because he's talking about Drake. It's not because he doing. It's more to the record. The record is like it's special. Like I was reading the lyrics on the last stream.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And I was just looking at the wizardry that was in the record, and I was like, "Hey, this is sharp." Shout out to CEO. Humble is bigger. No, it is not.
No, it's not.
No, it is not. CO, this song is going to be diamond in less than 12 months. Do you understand how great that is for a hip hop song? It's going to be diamond in less than 12 months.
After the Super Bowl is going to be diamond.
It's going to be diamond before the Super Bowl. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. That's why I'm looking at it like, yo, a lot of this shit got to do with him, though, son. A lot of shit got to do with him. And Drake doing the shit that he doing though too, B. I mean, as far as the sales and success of it.
I agree. Like, that's what I'm saying. I've never saw this. Like, Drake is single-handedly marketing the song.
Yeah.
I almost think him and Universal working together. Like maybe they all working together.
It would be very interesting if they settle for a dollar amount as to fortify the whole, circle.
They're not gonna give him a dime for nothing. Trust me. Shout out to Michael Love. Thank you for the $5, Mike. We appreciate you, Brody. Welcome back to the land too. I hope Mexico was everything you needed it to be. I have to go clean up the quad or they won't let me play in the championship game tonight. Peace out, fellas. Much love, my boy.
All right, man.
Do your thing.
Easy. Good luck on that game.
Shout out to Kay. Thank you for the $10. We love you for that. Not Like Us is the perfect storm. Hip-hop was in a terrible spot before this battle. And from the moment we heard Mustard on the beat hole, we collectively got over our Drake fatigue and enjoyed hip-hop again, in my opinion. That's not a crazy thought.
Bro, you jumped at Texas A&M?
Huh?
Looks like he jumped at Texas A&M.
Shout out to CEO. Thank you for coming to the lunch table. I don't think I see you here, but welcome. Again, humbled already diamond, isn't it? Yeah, but it's been out for like 10 years or like 7 years, 8 years. This is finna be diamond in less than 12 months.
That don't happen often.
That don't happen ever in hip hop.
I don't know if Godspan did it like that. And that's 16 times platinum.
Shout out to Michael Love. Thank you for gifting 10 Digital Soapbox Network memberships. I don't quite know what that means, but I'd imagine that got to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It got to be cool. We need to give them away. I don't know quite how that works. I ask still how that works.
Yeah. I don't have one.
CO, Humble is already diamond eligible. It's been out for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. I just looked up the 50 Cent song. It said that shit went diamond in 20 years and 10 months. I thought that shit was diamond 18 years ago. Like I thought
the album, because they bought the album, they didn't sell singles.
Yeah.
They didn't sell singles. So the album benefited.
I didn't look it up. I guess it's because of the recentness of it. Because I just looked up 50 Cent diamond, and all that came up was a laundry list. Because I had sworn the thing went platinum like way back.
And somebody keeps saying about 50 joint. It's 50 shit is he sold 10 million records worldwide.
He didn't go diamond. He's on the verge of being diamond now. The album is about to sell 10 million in America.
Yeah.
So shout out to Fifth for that. But it did sell 10 million a long time ago. Everybody thought it went diamond. Nelly's album sold diamond. But it didn't sell diamond in 12 months.
No, a single didn't sell diamond.
His album didn't sell diamond in 12 months.
No, it didn't.
Y'all got to understand what's happening when it comes to records, especially in hip hop. They don't move. Okay, we're focused on the commercialization of the record, right? We talking about sales because this is important. We already went over impact. It's probably the greatest impact record we've ever saw. We could all collectively say that. For sure, it's top 3, right, Trap? We never saw a song move to space like this.
This record?
Yeah. No, just period. All records in hip hop. It's rare to see a record move to space like this.
I'm gonna say a lot of shit doesn't happen off of this record, B. So I've never seen nobody fucking bring a record into the courtroom, B. If it wasn't fucking, they try to do it for murder cases, but not for no fucking, not for a diss record, B. So it's like this shit is just a lot of shit is happening with this record that ain't never happened in any other time when it came to music in general, B. So this shit is really some shit though. There's some shit going on with it.
And again, none of that stuff really makes sense, right? Because it's like, again, there are other records that have dissed Drake. Nothing has been close to this. There are records that have dissed the greatest hip-hop artists historically since there's been hip-hop. And now that it's moved into a space to where we have rap and hip-hop, where you got the Post Malones and the Drake, put out a Post Malone diss. See if it works for you. See if it goes diamond in 10 months. See if it become the #1 song in the country. This Post Malone, he's a rapper. This Jack Harlow, he's a rapper. See if you go #1 in 12 in a week. See if you go diamond in less than 10 to 12. It's not that. You could diss Adele. Adele and Taylor Swift can start beefing, and the record is not going to go diamond in less than 10 to 12 months.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gotta realize what we're saying to you. And I get it. Even the homies y'all see up here with me, it sounds crazy, but think about it. We do not see records do this in hip-hop. It doesn't happen. Maybe in the club it's close to the initial impact and the overall greatness, as far as hip-hop goes. People cultured, people from this specific street urban culture making records, it just doesn't happen. Let alone a diss record. That don't happen, period. Back to Back is a great rap diss record. It didn't do this. Meek Mill didn't go file a lawsuit so he couldn't perform it nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. And
not only did it made an artist betray the company that empowered him.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
I can see if he was just dissing Kendrick, that would be hella lame, but it would make sense. Like, oh, you know what? You did this to me. You made me feel this way. I am suing you, Kendrick Lamar. He was like, he is in such disarray. He's suing the company. He's suing the company that empowered him.
Yeah.
People keep saying, "Oh, it's because the fourth renegotiation." They have made him a multimillionaire. They made all his records what they were. He didn't make none of the records what they were. He didn't do nothing. He just made the song. They made the records what they were. He said, "Oh man, I'm going to sue you. You're the guys that's with me. I'm suing you." He's suing Spotify and iHeart. A record messed his mind up so bad. One record. And he signed a UMG. They're not going to let him put out records. They're not going to let him put out an album in the middle of this lawsuit.
Somebody trying to tell me,
iHeart ain't finna promote your records in the middle of a lawsuit. Spotify is probably going to struggle to take your records in and give you any opportunities in the middle of a lawsuit. So one record, and it's only saying one record because he said it's one record. In the lawsuit, in the defamation lawsuit, if he would have said this whole battle, if he would have named 4 records, he would have said, you know what? That Euphoria, that Meet the Grams, that what's the other song?
Meet the Grams, Euphoria, 616 in LA.
616 in LA. If he would have said all these records, he said it was one record.
Yeah.
The whole 81-page briefing of the lawsuit, Pete, they're naming lyrics. They're reading the lyrics. He said this one song put his life in danger. He insinuated, Pete, that it got his mansion shot up.
That's
one
crazy.
Song. Y'all don't see the trend? This ain't never happened.
Pete, what you think, Pete?
Me?
Yeah, what you think? What you think about this?
It's easy no.
Shout out to
CFL Halftime on his own with this one right here, though.
Father, I'll be on my own. I was on my own when Drake wasn't hip hop. I've been on my own every time.
No, I was with you. I was with you on that.
No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't.
I wasn't.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
It took time. It took you 2 weeks, and it took you about a month.
No,
you wasn't.
I was always, bro. I always.
You guys are not looking at this. Listen to what I am saying. Stop. Turn off everything you remember in the past. Let's say if I told you one record was going to make all of this happen, you couldn't name another song in history. You can't name another song in all genres. Thriller didn't do this.
Thriller. What the fuck out of here?
Thriller video did this. Thriller song didn't do this. And Thriller didn't do this.
Just stay in hip hop. Don't jump out of hip hop now and start saying it's the greatest song that was ever made.
That's not what I said. I didn't even say it's the greatest song in hip hop history. I'm telling you, it's trending that way.
Nah, it is.
Shout out to COS Dre. Thank you for the $5. Not Like Us is a magical moment captured sonically. It's like this was a battle for the soul of hip hop. I agree, Dre. That's the real underlining thing. Shout out to David Jones. Thank you for the $10. Do I think he would have gotten the Super Bowl regardless? No. But he already performed at the Super Bowl. And for Mr. Morale on his face, might not move the needle. For you, the live performance of that tour checks every box. And the success of that tour checks every box. But again, you have to understand what has to happen for you to get the Super Bowl. Like the different things that have to line up. Remember, J. Cole at that point has had success. Drake at that point has had success. There's a lot of artists, not a lot, forgive me, wrong term. There's artists who have had the success needed to do the Super Bowl. Something has to happen. I would like to think, who is probably the freshest artist to ever do the Super Bowl?
The freshest art, Prince.
Usually, historically, they used to get older artists who had been in the game for like 30 years or 20 years.
All right, you saying like a new artist? I said Prince. I would say Prince, but he was old. He was
youngest to the art. I would say was probably Justin Timberlake. But he was with Janet, so it's hard to gauge.
Appearance, though. I don't think he had.
Yeah, like who was the advertised person?
I don't know.
That like has anybody been? Remember Drake? Doc comes on the scene at 2012. That's when Good Kid drops, right?
Yeah.
So it's been 13 years. They named him 12 years. How long had Beyonce been in the game before she did the Super Bowl? How long had Maroon 5 been in the game before they did the Super Bowl? Dot has only been in the game when they named him at the Super Bowl for 12 years professionally. Bruno Mars could be that person. Shout out to Bruno Mars. He's a pop act.
Didn't the Weeknd do the Super Bowl? Weeknd did the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, the Weeknd. So it's the Weeknd. It's the Weeknd.
So again, these are pop acts, right? Yeah. And that's fire. But this is some guy out of Compton who makes rap songs. Some of the rap songs become popular. He makes hip hop songs, and some of the hip hop songs become popular.
All right. I got a full list of performers right here for Super Bowl.
Justin Timberlake did 04. He was probably like 6 or 7 years into the industry at that point.
2020.
5 or 6.
So this was, you got Eminem, Dr. Dre. That was 2022.
That's Dr. Dre. But Dr. Dre had been in the business. Yeah, 30 years.
It might be it's the Weeknd, bro. It got to be the Weeknd.
It got to be the Weeknd.
Yeah. Because you had Shakira, Jennifer Lopez. They wasn't even doing music. 2010s was Maroon 5, Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga in 2017. She wasn't out for that long before she got that shit.
No, I helped Lady Gaga get her deal in 2005.
So that would be.
I think Justin Timberlake. I think NSYNC really dropped like 98, right?
Hey, real story time, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the last votes. I was the vote that got Lady Gaga her deal at Interscope.
Fire. Fire.
That's a crazy story, right? Shout out to all the homies at Interscope. Sometimes they would have people come in and sing or like rap to give a deal to. And I was hanging out. Shout out to my boy Garrett. Garrett worked at Interscope. Shout out to Reza, all my people, dope people at Interscope. They taught me a lot about the business before I had my own deal. And I used to just hang out up there all the time. I used to always go up there and chill. And one day, They was like, Glasses, do you want to come in this meeting? We about to listen to this lady, see if we want to get her a deal. And I was like, sure, I ain't doing nothing else. I'm up here chilling. I'm on the verge of getting my own deal. So I'm listening. And this school teacher walks in. Looked like a fucking school teacher. She just looked like a regular old little white lady. And she comes in and she has this great voice. And we had to vote. And my vote was the vote that got her a deal before she signed to Akon, before they moved her from regular Interscope to Akon. That's a true story.
Well, you've seen something in that L.A. Reid didn't see her. L.A. Reid passed on her.
Because she wasn't Lady Gaga. She didn't look no kind of way. She was just this white person that could sing really like Lady Gaga. Minus all the songs she makes, she could sing really well. This lady had like a lot of soul in her. She was dope. That's really happened though. It's a real story.
Yeah, that's dope. That's super dope. That's a hell of a story right there.
In the game, you know what I mean? So it's like this is my 17th year as a professional, but I started walking in them buildings in 05. So she was shout out to Rachie Ray. She was regular old Stephanie. That was her name, Steph. And she was just dope. So again, it's like shout out to Vic, and this is a great point. Again, this is No Ceilings Live, lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on Digital Soapbox Network. Click the thumbs up. Shout out to the 2,400 people that's watching this. We really appreciate y'all.
What up?
If you on Twitter, retweet it. If you're on Facebook, share it. If you're on YouTube, click that thumbs up button so other people could get this good game. Shout out to the homie Revenge who finally made it to the lunch table. Yep, Moo, I gave her the last thumbs up out of 5 votes. It was my vote that got her the third vote. It was
that's dope.
5 of us, and that really happened. And she ended up
name names. We want to know who was in the room. We want the voter record.
Shout out to Vic. Not like
that information out.
For future generations, the way the message did for prior. That's true. It is. I can see it happening. Shout out to my little brother Malcolm. No, so Akon got her. She was already signed to Interscope. Akon he wasn't her founder. He took her from the roster and then took her to the next level. He did the same thing, I think, with Gwen Stefani too at a certain time. But no, he didn't find her. Interscope signed her by herself. He didn't discover her. What made me give her the yes? You know what? She was just dope. She was what's crazy is, you know, she look all kind of ways now, but she was just like this cute old little white lady, looked like a little teacher. She just had this different soul.
She sing her ass off though. She
sang her ass off. She
could play the piano. Did they have the piano in there too when she was doing it?
Yeah, I don't think she had the piano. I think she was either playing music or something, but she was singing with the music. But it was like, holy shit, like this lady dope. And it's funny because I was telling that to somebody on ADHD. Shout out to the homegirl. What's her name?
LK.
No, not LK. That's my dog.
Lakeithia?
No, the lady that's down there in Oklahoma now. She told us.
Who's in Oklahoma?
She like a stud. Forgive me for the better terminology. I don't have the better terminology.
Oklahoma? Who the fuck is in Oklahoma?
She said she went to Oklahoma. She's from the East Coast, but she went to Oklahoma, and she was telling us the other day. She was like, Lyrica. Shout out to Lyrica. Forgive me because I don't have the right time. I'm not perfect at that. That's but the point is, great people. But she was saying that she felt that I was too hard because I was telling her I wouldn't sign an act unless they was dope enough to sit in front of 7-Eleven, put a pot out there, and people drop money. And she was like, so I would have to sing in front of 7-Eleven. And I'm like, nah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to have the type of talent to where you could sit out in front of 7-Eleven with a pot and people, you could leave there and buy yourself dinner and get yourself a hotel room. That's what Lady Gaga was. And I'll never forget that they was able to help her with her brand. But the one thing she always had was the talent. And I believe in that. Yep, Vince, shout out to the homie Vince. Vince was her ex-manager. I remember when they got together. Again, shout out to Vince. Vince is my boy. Good dude, man. Good dude. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for is that a Canadian $2? Well, thank you. I think so. G Malone is the truth.
He's funny. Sure. He's funny.
Shout out to L Dialogue. What's happening, player? What's the deal? Thank you for the $10. Not Like Us is more than a diss and represents black folks delineating without new conscience with the new conscience overall. That's why it takes over rap FBA beginnings, delineating from the diaspora and the spotlight on hip hop media's West Coast bias. If that's what you want it to be, but for sure it's a different soul in that one. It's different. Shout out to Mario Paulo, who makes a great point. Kendrick brought a bucket of water to the desert. It refreshed hip hop in a way we have not seen before. That is true. It did. Yes. Hip hop had to be at a weird space, and then somebody injects some life into it. Shout out to Unknown Raider Guy. Glasses. Do you think Kendrick will bring out Wayne as a surprise guest? I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hopeful.
That'd be dope.
That would be incredible. He loves Lil Wayne. Like his style comes from Lil Wayne. That's why when people said that he was dissing him, I was like, no, he's not. Like this dude loves Wayne.
Telling his feelings. He really Lil Wayne really like him. Lil Wayne doing that fucked him up. That wasn't.
He had a whole tape dedicated to the Carter. I think it was like Carter 4 before the Carter 4 was coming out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I hope so. I hope he's flying back into the country. That would be dope for him to bring out Stunner or somebody. You know what I mean? P. I'll take anybody. But I would love for him to bring out Tune. That would be dope for him to give back to somebody that inspired him so much. Like,
so you think he's gonna bring somebody? Because Rihanna ain't bring nobody out when she performed, right? She was just by herself. So I wonder if
she did bring somebody out.
No, I don't think she brought anybody out, bro.
Yeah, pregnancy doesn't count,
right?
Huh? That's when she was all up in the air. Shit, let me see.
She was pregnant, right?
Brought anybody. Yeah, she was pregnant. That's what they were saying. They were saying her only person she had was that baby bump on the stage. The only person that came out, and all the dances she had. Yeah, she ain't bring nobody out.
I'm not sure if legally that counts. I can't remember.
Rihanna didn't bring nobody out, bro.
In the carpool lane, pregnant, saying she had a second person in the car. How was that adjudicated?
That's dope. Nah, if he didn't bring out nobody, that would be fire.
She didn't bring nobody out either.
Yeah, damn. If he don't bring nobody out, that would be like epic.
I don't think he'll bring anybody out. He's gonna do it on his own. Metro might bring Metro out. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
But yeah, like, so y'all telling me none of this conversation, you know what I'm saying? None of this conversation makes sense to y'all why I'm saying it's possible.
Now, my thing is this, right? I think time will tell. You know what I'm saying? I think in order to go into being considered one of the greatest songs, you know what I'm saying, in hip hop, it gotta last.
It's already one of the songs. We can say that.
No, it's a hot song. It's a real hot song right now.
It's past hot. This Is Why I'm Hot was hot. This is past This Is Why I'm Hot. It's not like that.
It gotta last though. 5 years from now, we gotta still hit when that shit come on. We gotta still go Metro on me, huh?
Okay,
hear this shit.
Here's a better question. Have you seen a record trend like this in the first 8 months ever in hip hop history?
No. In the club. That's it. It's in the club. That's probably what I'm gonna say.
Hello?
Yeah, hold on a second. Just come on.
Have you seen that, Pete?
I don't know. What's one thing that's interesting about this song is a lot of times guys who have a song that's this big, it's a debut song or it's a debut album song. Nelly's song In the Club, I don't say Back That Up by Juvenile wasn't a debut song, but it was like the debut song of him being a national act, not a regional act as far as solo. So I don't really know. There can be more lag time, you know what I mean, when you're not established like that. If that makes any kind of sense. Like it might take you a while to hit critical mass, like for Nelly when that's your first go round. Whereas when you're an established name, you can hit critical mass a lot faster. So I don't know time frame, what day specifically did like Country Grammar or whatever drop. And then from I know when it first became a national song and got crazy, but I don't know if it took 2 years to get out of St. Louis or if it took 2 months to get out of St. Louis. I have no idea what the calendar is in some of those older songs.
But see,
does that make sense?
Yeah. I say in the club, but you like, but it's in the club. It's the same thing as this right now, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot the dots had to connect. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 was a fucking like a lot of shit came along within 50. It was all that shit. Then the hit record came and it was just like through the roof. Video, all that shit. Eminem co-sign, Dr. Dre co-sign. It was like all that shit right there. But to see, I mean, I feel what you're saying though. I'm just saying, if we, you know what I'm saying, we gotta still be, it gotta still have that impact when all this court shit is done, when the Super Bowl's done 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Rachy Ray. In the Club debuted at 67. It took 10 weeks to go #1. That's
what? Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't debut. Very few records in hip hop history debut at #1. That just don't really happen.
Did that song come out before the album or after the album came out?
Before the album.
I think it's before the album.
Because Wankster, I thought was the first single that he came out with.
Nah, Wankster was on the soundtrack,
8 Mile.
It was on the soundtrack.
Wankster was on 8 Mile. Look, I've never saw a song do this. Hold up. Shout out to Rachie Ray. She said it took 10 weeks to get into the top 10. And that's probably true. I don't know, man. This is crazy. Not even just like impact is different.
Impact is crazy.
The impact is definitely unique. The cultural implications is unique. I guess all we missing at this point is the critical acclaim.
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about it's going to be diamond in less than 12 months. It's probably going to be diamond in less than 10 months. What happens when he performs this at the Super Bowl?
The Grammys.
What happens if it wins Record of the Year at the Grammys? Shout out to my brother Malcolm. He said the distribution method must be taken into account. There's been a ton of records distributed like this, and none of them have trended like this as far as hip hop goes.
But I agree. I don't think that there's been in the modern era of comparable, like, technological based virality, one of those types of songs. I don't think God's Plan is up there within the club and some of those other songs personally. Maybe, but
God's Plan is definitely, as a rap song, not a hip hop song, is up there. God's Plan was a bad motherfucker. That was a badass record.
Yeah, it was.
Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the $5. I think it's Canadian. Not Like Us debuted at #1 in the US and Canada. That is fucked up.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up.
Crazy. Crazy.
That is fucked up. Oh, man. Shout out to Jeremy Cole. Diamond plus 2 or 3 Grammy, Owl Blood everywhere. Oh, man. If it went 2 or 3 Grammys.
It's going to clean up.
Man.
It's going to clean up.
Oh, man.
It's going to clean up at the Grammys.
If it went 2 or 3 Grammys, bro.
It's up for 2 Grammys, right?
It ain't won no Grammy. Grammys ain't
it's up for 4. I said it's up for 2. I said it's up for 4 Grammys.
It's up for 4. Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get Song of the Year though. He might not get that. He might get it. I think he should get it though. Really, I think he should get it. Ain't no bigger. Oh, you know what though? No. If that country song is up on the shit though,
but it beat and dethroned that country song.
The country song hold the record of being the most #1. Most weeks at #1.
Yeah, that was a bad song. Until Not Like Us came and dethroned it. Man, yeah, and that's funny. Y'all not giving it no credence. Y'all like Glasses.
No, I'm not saying you're tripping at all, bro. I'm not saying you're tripping at all. I understand what you're saying completely.
No, I don't think so. Are you typing in or talking?
Who?
Go ahead.
And I think that
I got you muted if you're doing something.
Mute me, damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, talk. Malcolm talking.
I just had to say this, bro, because y'all niggas just be talking so fast and not reading. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, check this out. What is not being accounted for when you're talking about the quickness and velocity of a record reaching the amount of people. No record in the history of humans will ever go as fast as somebody pressing a keyboard and releasing it to billions of people, which is double the size of the human population at the time. When you have to move a physical record to radio, the best shot you have is sound, but that's still not nearly as quick as someone pressing a button and everyone around the globe getting an alert on their phone that a song of their favorite artist is happening. So of course it's not going to move as fast. So it's not a good metric.
Even that though, even that, Malcolm, that's a great point. But even with that thought,
it vastly changes the inception time.
Well, it changes it, right? Because at the same time, now you don't have the benefit of promotion. Like you don't have the benefit of promotion. Like even back then with a record, you would have radio to broadcast it to millions of people versus everybody.
Huh? Take your headphones out. Take your headphones out.
My bad. I forgot. I thought you could hear it on the stream.
We'll get him on here next time. Don't trip. Tell him we'll get him back. Tell him we'll top it up. Tell him I got him. Old Town Road took 7 months to go diamond, and God's Plan took 20 months to go diamond. It's a bad record. And Old Town Road is a pop song.
But it's also fueled by bullshit. So, like, one of the other things y'all was talking about that I really love, but I also really hate, like, we're talking about it as if there was some massive cultural moment and we missed real hip hop. No, nigga, people are messy. This is fucking boxing.
No, sir.
People like saying it's just gladiator.
No, shit. Sir. No, sir. Because Drake's song would have went number one.
We can disagree.
Drake's song would have went number one by that same standard.
You said which one?
Any of the Drake songs would have went number one.
That's cap. Drake has never had as big of an opponent as Kendrick had in Drake, and nobody likes Drake.
That don't have nothing. Eminem or Jay-Z are people that number one. No. I'm not gonna let y'all water this down with the opponent.
I'm not watering it down. I'm not watering it down.
It is. That's crazy.
The biggest hip hop record of all time. Just listen. It's quite possibly the biggest hip hop record of all time, but that is fueled by people's bullshit, not because it was some monumental record. The song itself. Even you admit it. It's not even necessarily our favorite constructed songs amongst rap songs that are beef records. It is just the most catchy. And by catchy, it plays on people's bullshit and people are messy.
No.
Hold on. Let me land and then you can go ahead and tell me I'm crazy and wrong. The biggest numbers on television are not even the fucking Super Bowl, are not even fucking Game of Thrones and none of that shit. It's fucking reality television because people like bullshit. If the song wasn't based around somebody arguing with somebody with the biggest rapper, biggest artist arguably in the world, it would have never fucking mattered and it would have never fucking happened this big. It just would have been a good record that we played that one time that was good for the summer. But if it wasn't for being a Drake diss and our collective animosity with this nigga, it wouldn't have mattered that. Like, it wouldn't have mattered the medium.
117% of fib.
To his point, the biggest TV moment in the history of broadcast television is the sloppiest thing in the history of broadcast television. The O.J. Simpson chase.
Oh, the O.J. Simpson case. Bullshit. People love acrimony. People love salaciousness. If this
wasn't
about a nigga talking shit about another nigga,
No. That's ridiculous.
Well, as I said, though, all the dots got to connect on it for something to take off the way it do. It wouldn't just, you know what I'm saying? Everything goes together to make it to what it is.
No. That's all part of the marketing, but that's not why that song is number one, or that's not why that song is having an impact. That's a chicken shit argument at every level.
It's not, because how about this? Watch this. Switch that song out with any other artist. This is how you really know. Would the song go diamond if it wasn't talking about Drake?
He does have another diamond song that's not talking about Drake.
And it was produced by Pharrell, and it's talking about some other shit.
No, that's not what that song is. Not diamond. Humble Mike Will is diamond.
Yeah.
Okay, fair point. Humble went diamond during a fucking digital age, which doesn't really fucking count, but I'll let y'all have it because
there's still only a handful of records that's diamond during the digital age.
Exactly, but going diamond, well, not really a handful. I can name two that don't fucking matter. You have Sunflower, you have Rockstar, you have
but you're naming pop. Your names
are good, so it doesn't matter.
You're naming pop records that also dominated radio.
Also, my point being, diamond records are physical records previous to 2012. So let's not act like it's the same accomplishment. Let's just be honest here.
It is the same accomplishment because it takes the same thing. You can't go diamond unless you're the number one most played song in the world.
That's untrue. If you have multiple on your streams, they also count merch. It's stupid. This is
you
dumb.
can do all the merch. You're not gonna get diamond, though, little bro. You're not gonna get diamond that
You
way.
can get diamond if you're Drake. You can. And this is the thing. We are acting like going to buy 1 billion physical copies is the same as somebody playing songs with double the amounts of human beings on the planet. If even a quarter of the humans that are on the planet right now, which is still more people than was on the planet during the times we're talking about diamond albums that went diamond, it would still right now, if they just play it twice, quadruple any of the other numbers because there's just more humans to service. And it's
not disagreeing. It has its challenges. It's completely different. But I'm telling you, to amass 1.5 billion streams in America.
I don't disagree. I agree.
Remember, diamond is not a global thing. It's not a global chart. Diamond is a specific certification to America. And that means you need to have 1.5 billion streams to go diamond.
Yeah, that's
1.5.
I don't think that's how it works with streaming, actually. I don't know if that's true.
I'm telling you for sure. It's a fact.
Now, he been doing the numbers on it.
I'm telling you it's a fact. You know, this is what I do, little bro. This is what I do. 150 constitute 150 play streams constitute one sale. 150 million is platinum. 1.5 billion is diamond. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table. This is my little brother Malcolm. No, he is not mixed. No, he is not a Drake Glazer. None of the above.
Not at all.
What he is he's a searcher for truth. So that's the difference. It's okay to chat. Like, y'all don't think because he's challenging a thought that means he likes somebody else.
Don't refer to your thought.
Let me make sure my stance, because I know that by the way, the reason why hip hop's in the trash and in the dumpster right now is because reading comprehension is the lowest in this country it's ever been. So let me make sure I spell that out to people who may already be talking shit in the chat. Listen, my nigga, I don't fuck with none of these niggas that tough. Kendrick is just a real nigga I knew since I was a kid. And Aubrey's a nice guy that went left. I don't care about none of these niggas personally. I only care about the music. And quite frankly, they're both great artists. And Kendrick wouldn't be here without Drake's help. And Kendrick wouldn't be who he is without a lot of people's help. But the reality is the man made a great record, a really great record. And actually, Glasses, you bring up a good point. In terms of streaming, 12.5 to 3.7 billion streams equates to a diamond certification. So actually, it takes 10 times more to get there. So I give you that.
But again, shout out to Todd in the stream right now who's saying it's 150, it's 1,500. That's for an album, Todd. Don't argue with me, Todd. That's for an album. It's 150 for a single, Todd. That's game for you. So again, it's like, look, I could get it if you just needed 10 million streams, little bro, to go diamond. Then yes, you're right. But you need 1.5 billion plus streams to go platinum, and they all have to be in America. That's impossible. That's impossible. Look, I am not in this. Look, we had this conversation before the stream started. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table. Thank y'all for still being here. An hour, 30 minutes. We cooking. We going to work. Thank y'all for all the people that bought us lunch. We had this conversation, right? So his point is he feels like Drake he was fatigued. That's the same conversation. Fatigue. He's saying people were tired of Drake, and that's why this record made sense. That's not why the record made sense. All of these things go into the same pot. But what happened is the magic that needs to happen for a record happened. It's a magic. And I know people don't believe this. We all want to believe these things. And you know, by making films, Malcolm, you know, by doing television shows, all of this fly shit, that you could deliver the best performance. But if the magic doesn't happen, it won't. Even on a great film, right? It won't happen. It's a magic that needs to happen. Now, if he just...
So let me articulate that for 2 seconds, and then you can continue.
Go ahead.
It takes soil. You need the soil for the seed to grow. It doesn't matter how strong the seed is. You need the soil. And it needs the right environment. Everybody who ever done grown anything or cooked anything, you need the right set of environment for something to grow. So I'm just making sure that we understand that environment played a large part in this happening, because there are so many people who make great songs every day, great artists that make great songs. And this is a tough competitive market, especially in America. So it's for him to have done this, you're right, is a magical moment. And he said it, and I said it, and you said it. The nigga got a connection with God that's different. This is literally some God shit. And it was meant to be. And he architected it perfectly leading up to this moment. But there's no way anybody could have planned for this song to go as well as it did. And I still say that it wouldn't have gone as well as it did if it didn't have a story, and if the story didn't have Drake at the center of it. That's just my opinion.
Listen, I'm not even disagreeing. I'm not even disagreeing saying that doesn't matter. But I agree in the sense that it is fate. It is a level of God's plan. Forgive me for the definitely the pun intended, but it is God's plan. But listen, I could see if this was Dot's first #1 record, I'd be in. But that's not true. I can agree if this is Dot's first time having a diamond record. That's not true. Again, you have to concede, right? A battle does carry a lot of marketing space, right? Everybody's talking about a battle in rap music, right? Especially with two of the most popular artists in rap, in music, period. These are two of the, one guy's probably a top 10 artist in all of music, right? And the other guy's probably top 30 of all of music, not just hip hop, in all of music. So I agree, there's the natural conversation of those two guys competing, right, for the space. Right. That's the natural conversation, and that's driving the marketing of the record. But remember, there's 4 records on each side. There's only one record out of those 8 records outside of Like That. Remember, Like That goes #1 too. Now he got 2 #1s out of it. 2 #1s out of it. Not just one. Like That is #1, and this. So again, yes, I think the debate, yes, the battle does the marketing. That's why we're listening for the music. You don't need the radio. Right. Them two guys competing, we're like, I want to see what the other guy's going to say. I don't know if that's messy as much as we see they're competing to say, hey, I'm better than you, right? They're competing. Fine, cool.
It's messy, just to add, but keep going. But just to add, the reason I say it's messy is because there was no actual physical, there was nothing that occurred in the physical realm amongst men that sort of generated this much discourse. Nothing happened except 2 niggas that don't like each other. That's it. And the only reason the other nigga don't like the other nigga is because of a comment. This is why I say it's messy.
Yeah, but that's not even true. It's
all battles are messy though. All battles get messy though.
But even on Dot's side, is much more.
A nigga shooting you while you in New York, a nigga that you used to let sleep on your couch shooting, letting you get shot, and not tell you who shot you while you was in the studio and playing.
Where did you get that from right there? That's none of the case of what happened at all.
But that's not the point. That's not the point.
We're not about to do that.
We're not going to do that. We're going to get Malcolm on this next thing. Hold up, Malcolm. Look, we're going to get you on the next stream. Let's get back to it. Let's get Malcolm Monday.
Real shit, Malcolm. What up, Malcolm?
What's happening, bro?
So listen, what I'm saying is, yes, there's a level of marketing with 2 guys at the highest level competing. I agree. No question. There is a demand for attention, but that will not constitute a record going #1. You could call a man a PDF. That is not going to constitute a record going #1. You can diss Drake. That's not going to constitute a record going #1. Let alone what it would take for all of these things to happen.
There's one question ultimately that's yet to be answered here with regard to the resurrection of Drake's career by Drake, and that is he leaving an enormous opportunity on the table for him to perform at the halftime show for the championship game of the Canadian Football League, the CFL?
I'm great. So look, the thing even in the competition between the 2 acts, that's not going to get you into the, again, these are our marketing ploys. Why we check for the records. The records still have to be the records. To everybody who says that, the reason this song is #1 is because he dissed Drake. Well, Drake should have a #1 because Drake should be #1 to have a #1 diss. That debunks that right off the rip. He put out 4 different records. The best record, he actually quashed it himself, which was Push Ups, right? That's the best record out of all the songs. None of his records went #1 because none of the records were good enough to go #1, let alone #1 for multiple weeks, let alone Diamond in less than 12 months. You have to concede that there is a magic and a necessity in space, like in time, where this had to happen that way. It's no way possible you can just concede, hey, you know what? He only #1 because he dissed Drake. There's been too many people that have dissed Drake that have not went #1. You can't say in this battle, well, Drake is involved. He has no songs in this battle that went #1. They did the same marketing, same promotion. They got the same exposure of an audience. Matter of fact, Drake's audience was larger when he would drop a song. His audience is larger. When he would release a song, his audience grabbing it is larger. But something is happening to where people are not connecting to the music and streaming it enough to be number one. You have to concede there is a magic that happens with records. And this magic is different. This ain't like no magic. And it's not because somebody is a huge act. There's a different magic happening. And it has to be in construction. It has to be in the soul of music. It has to be on the opportunities. You have to give credence to that. You got to look at what's happening for this record in 8 months. Look at what's happening. It's on its way back to the top 10 of the charts right now. Again, why is it being marketing? People are discovering it based off a lawsuit that somebody filed against a company for promoting the record.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I was just thinking about this now.
Yeah.
You know, any of the diss records that ever came out against Drake never like was able to go onto the charts like the Pusha T shit.
Yeah.
The Adonis story, the story of Adonis.
Ooh.
They never got cleared to put it on, put it out like officially.
They wouldn't even clear it.
The Meek Mill shit.
So sweet by Common didn't chart.
Yeah.
There's tons of records against Drake that didn't chart.
No, but I'm saying Adonis shouldn't even make it onto the. It couldn't make it to the chart. They never got it cleared.
Well, yeah, they couldn't clear it. But that they said no ID Cuz didn't even want Cuz to do it over there. He just did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So again, look, one thing, check this out, Lunch Table. Malcolm is one of my smartest friends. He is not somebody, he's an unbelievably talented writer. I met this kid, he had a Sony deal at 15 years old writing films. He is a fucking genius. He is not no joke. But again, that don't mean that he may not have this particular information. And then when you start to present it, it becomes rational in his mind of what I'm saying. Just like y'all, shout out to everybody that's at the lunch table, a fan of Drake. Same conversation.
And to stew up some anti-Malcolm bias and to give credit where credit is due. For all of those of you who don't like the fact that I'm here, you can thank Malcolm for introducing you to glasses. Otherwise, you'd have a much more enjoyable lunch hour.
I get it. I don't want you to disregard what Malcolm is saying. He just listen to him, because I'm not disregarding what he's saying. I'm listening to what Malcolm is saying. That's why I'm responding. I'm not just disagreeing for the sake. I'm saying if that was the case in this battle, Drake should have number ones. Kendrick has 2 number ones. Drake has no number ones. That's a problem. That's a problem, because if he's the belle of the ball, he should have 2 number ones. He doesn't. Dot came out of this motherfucker with 2 number ones. He came out of this. It can't just be messy. There's been too many battles at the highest level. There's been too many battles at the highest level that didn't get a number one. Even in today's time. It's not shallow. It's not a shallow debate, Malcolm. It's a factual debate. You cannot diss Drake and go number one. That's not going to work on no level. One person dissed Drake and went number one. Only one historically. And that person had multiple number ones before. You got to start there. That's a fact. There's never, ever been, even with the concept of mess. Yes, people love competitiveness. I agree. People love competitiveness. They love when 2 people are competing, fighting, even at the most messiest level. 2 people joking. 2 people joking. This is deeper than just a catchy record. This is deeper than just a diss song. It's something special happening, and you can miss it if you're not looking at it. That's why the title, Will Not Like Us Be the Greatest Song in Hip Hop History, seems crazy, because you're not looking at what the fuck is happening. It's happening. Shout out to my man, Justin Hunt. It is happening. Look at what's happening. Open your, look at what I'm saying to you. You guys are saying no. We both agreed in 8 months, nothing like this ever happened for no other record in the history of hip hop. The message, it didn't happen like this in the first 8 months. In the club, G-Thing, Regulate, I could Juicy, Cream. It was If I Ruled the World. Country Grammar. Rough Riders Anthem.
Crossroads.
Annie. Crossroads. This shit don't happen. Even with all of the benefits of today's streaming, because I agree with Malcolm. I swear to God, Trap, I'm the only person in the music business that think today is the best day to be in the music industry. Because don't nobody got to go walk to the store. They could just get on their phone and be like, I like this song. Boom, and listen to it. But they got to do that 150 times for it to count as one sale.
1,500.
But at least the distribution is not in your way. At least there is no white man saying, well, shit, we got to ship your records to the store, boy. If you can't get in the stores. You couldn't get in the stores. They had that control. Now, all of our music is internationally distributed. All we have to do is convince you to go listen to it. But guess what? It's a million motherfuckers doing it. So how do you get heard amongst all the noise? So I agree with Lil Bro. Today, it is easier to access the music. But guess what? When I would go to the record store in 1994, when I first went and bought, because I said Dog Food is the first record I bought, but I'll take that back. The first record I bought was Creeping on the Come Up, the EP in 1994. You know how many albums came out that year from hip hop?
How many?
2. 2 came out that day. 2 came out that day. 22 came out that year. 22 came out that year. You know how many fucking songs come out every day from hip hop artists? It's 22 right now, every minute.
Today Friday too. Shout out to Big Nova though. Know what I'm saying? By Miko, we just dropped today.
Big Nova, my boy Miko. What's up, Texas?
Yeah, Miko. Big Nova.
MIQUO. Y'all go Google that new joint by the homie Miko. He's one of the coldest from Texas. Fire.
That's a fact.
Fire. Go ahead, Niece. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
to
interrupt you.
Oh, no. I was trying to see if my mic was working.
We can hear you. We don't know if it's working.
What up, Nate?
Hey.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's up?
I know because I got my earbuds in now, but when I was on my mic, I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Okay.
But I just wanted to say, to the point that it was the mess, I don't even know if it was so much even the mess, because the way the kids reacted to this was something I ain't seen in a very long time. Like, kids was like, this was their anthem on the play yard. Like, I ain't seen in this in a very long time.
That's what I was telling you. Told you that yesterday, Glasses.
Shout out to Squishy. Good to see you, Nate. What's up, Squish? Again, like, I think we keep, and this is Pete, right? And this is the brilliance of Pete. Pete will formula approach everything. He'll figure out what makes it up. But what I'm telling him is, and shout out to Malcolm, because that's Malcolm too, their minds, theoretically, all our minds think the same. We start to think like, why is that happening? And most things are really simple to figure out. You know what I'm saying? That, like, shout out to Just Ryan. Gee, for a man to go out his way to collect all that material evidence, he presented no substantial evidence to back up his case lyrically. That's contradictory to what he's alluding. That don't even matter. I never saw a typo. Nobody cares. That's not how a record works. You can't call somebody a PDF and your record works. That's not how record works. Not you, Malcolm. That's not how record works. But I think we're trying to, like I'm telling him, like I'm telling Pete, and like I'm telling Malcolm, you can throw some things into the pot. You could throw it. It's the biggest rap battle in the pot. Maybe not the biggest hip hop battle, but it's a hip hop artist, one of the biggest artists in hip hop, and one of the biggest people to ever make rap music in the ring. But still, that don't mean everybody gets number ones out of it, let alone number ones that become number ones for 12 and 13 weeks, let alone things that circle back and become top 10 8 months later, let alone you're going to get a Grammy or perform at the Super Bowl for the song.
Big as the Super Bowl.
It's a very similar concept. Like we were talking about the other day with the fire shit, and saying it was a layer cake of accelerants, you know, by one means or another. This is a similar concept. It's not a thing. It's the right time with a layer cake of circumstances, 5, 6, 7 deep, that all put together to make that happen the way that it happened.
Agree. But that's the story for every record in history. The reason Dear Mama, the greatest Tupac song is not California Love. The greatest Tupac song is not Dear Mama.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
The greatest Tupac song is not Keep Your Head Up. The greatest Tupac song is Ambitions of a Rider, produced by Daz.
Mhm.
That's the one song with Tupac that's the most instrumental, that people know that you get the true impact and energy of Tupac Shakur. California Love was a smash #1 song. It had more exposure than every song Tupac ever had. But guess what? Ambitions of a Rider streams the exact same thing. Because his spirit is in Ambitions of a Rider. California Love is a Dr. Dre song that they had. They just passed it to Tupac and gave him his first #1.
When you say
That
streams,
shit
the
#1.
exact same thing.
First song on the album. That's what why it got the most streams.
You said
The
who?
first song on the album. It's the first song on the album. That's why I got the most streams.
No, that's not why.
Yes.
It's not. That's not why, bro. Something is in that shit. I keep telling y'all don't believe in the magic of records or hip hop, and it's crazy that y'all don't believe it. Y'all both, Pete, you who've been listening to hip hop as long as you remember, Trap been making hip hop, and y'all don't believe in the magic, and the magic is happening.
It's spiritual. I really think it's something spiritual that happened.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And you're missing it. This is a shout out to John. I am glad I am not missing it.
I just sent his message just now. He was trying to call in and go had it with homeboy just now. I just seen your message, John. My bad, bro.
You gotta get John on here too one day.
Yeah,
I gotta have John on here. Listen,
no man, I have to keep John in the chat because he's going to there.
Listen, it's happening. You're missing the magic. You're trying to simplify by saying it's gossip and rumors, or it's mess, or it's because against Drake, or because he said a PDF file, or bro, it is magic.
But a lot of people don't know about frequencies and all that when it comes to music, and just putting together the magic of a song and tapped into that side.
Shout out to Malcolm Mays. That is a fact. This is a blessing from God. Yeah. It's the will of God.
Like 10 more minutes.
But also too.
Shout out. Hold on, niece.
Okay.
You have to account for social media culture, G Malone. We can't ignore that. There's too many songs in social media that came out that never did this.
It's a multifactorial outcome. It's not
crazy.
It's a
glasses never send me the link.
No, Craze didn't say nothing. If he don't remember, I ain't gonna remember. He just got to remind me.
Man, you gotta get some. Next time you gotta get some wires.
Yeah, you got.
You gotta get the wires, and it's gonna sound crazy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Shout out to again. Ambitions of a Rider, produced by Daz Dillinger, is Tupac's greatest song. It is, man. It'll blow your mind when they start playing that song. If Tupac could come alive right now, the #1 song that everybody in that arena would lose their mind is when they start playing that piano. And that lady and backup lady starts singing, ooh, you would see it. You want to see somebody go play Ambitions of a Rider. Everybody on this stage go rap every word. And
I don't think so.
Every word.
I don't think so. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Oh, damn, Mama's.
That's a bigger single.
So what you saying then?
The greatest record. Great.
Oh, you saying sonically and everything like that?
I don't even know sonically, because sonically is California Love is unbeatable sonically. I mean, as far as what it means, the impact of it culturally, the accomplishments, what it represents, the longevity, like that's the thing. That's why it's where it's at. Shout out to Just Ron G, it matters. That's what the case is about. That is not what the case is about. I'm not even going to read the rest of that. The case is about chicken shit people who don't take losses well. There's no other reason. It's not about facts or lies. He don't know if that man got into it with his wife. He don't know. Stop with the silly shit. You could just say that's some boof ass shit and move on.
He's a public figure.
Make it
anyway.
like that's not a lawsuit. Like he got some reasonable ground to found a lawsuit.
Public figure.
Say that who?
It's been adjudicated at the Supreme Court. If you're defined as a public figure in the eyes of the court, you can pretty much say whatever the hell you want about any public figure. There's not like libel, slander shit with them.
The case, shout out to Lil Bro. He's right. The case is ego. And that is the case. He cannot believe this is happening to him. How dareth one of these hip hop artists smacketh me down?
For what I did for hip hop, you do this to me.
Look what shout out to Malcolm. We said that. All the stuff he did. How dare you allow an artist to smite thee?
Call me a PDF file.
How dareth you market a record, even though that's your profession to market records? How dareth thee market a song making fun of me?
Not gonna do me like that.
How dareth you, UMG? Do you know who I am? And they're looking like they don't give a fuck. Which all lends credence to why this song is so powerful. Shout out to Malcolm Mays. He said, we really ain't shit for how we treat bruh. I totally disagree. I think we have treated that man specifically with love.
We welcomed that motherfucker and he made a fucking dance album. Fuck out of here.
He got probably 10 more years than he was due.
10 more?
Yep.
Yes. Pete is right.
So the
fact that we allow somebody, the fact 10 years, he should have. Pete is right. The fact that we allow somebody, we know somebody is writing the songs, go for all these years, and then give him credit like he's doing something. Oh, he's 15 years. Yeah, if Jay-Z had somebody else writing the songs, he would have got 15 years.
This man gave you touchy slide, man. Come on, man. I gotta chill, man. Come on, bro.
No, he did. Someone else did.
We appreciate it. We be sliding around. We love God's plan. I don't quite know which God he talking about and which God I'm talking about, but we appreciate it. It matters in our life. I love Nonstop. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the $2 in Canada money. Drake's been a
Canada money.
I ain't going that far.
They trolling with that Canada money, but they trolling with that Canada money.
Sharice, much love. Thank you for the $2. Drake has gotten too many passes. I agree with Sharice. I agree. He has worn out his welcome, but that's only his fault. Yeah. I think I agree with Pete. He has overstayed 10 years. And that's really the truth. It's like, this ain't about him. I don't even want to talk about him. The point I'm saying is, you can't diss this man and get a number one. You can't. You can't diss him and get a number. It don't work that way. Your song has to do the job. And then so Like That did the job. That got him a number one. That got him a number one. But what Not Like Us is different. And it's different amongst all hip-hop records ever. I've never in my life saw no shit like this. Shout out to Malcolm Mays again. He a lame, y'all let in. No, he is a pop star we let in. That was on Nickelodeon and everybody knew it. And he was tight. And he had a right to be here and say his raps. And he was dope. He was dope. We loved it. I love Best I Ever Had. I love Successful. I loved Forever. I loved it. He was fantastic as a pop star.
Those are all fine songs, but he personally,
was dope.
He's a lame ass dude.
But when you start trying to be the locals, you have a problem.
I like Drake with the melodies, man. I don't like Drake when he act tough, man. I don't like that.
He screwed up. We didn't screw up. He screwed up. He screwed up. It wasn't us.
No.
He screwed up.
You screwed up, and here's why. This is a perfect soft intro. This is the exact same scenario What should have been done, it should have been handled the same way that a certain YouTube DJ was handled in a certain song that is yet to be released. There was responsibility with that decision. There was no responsibility with this decision. And you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have gave him the track.
Yeah.
No. If Drake would have came in this game talking tough, it would have not worked.
It wouldn't have worked.
No, it doesn't matter. He doesn't really talking tough.
It wouldn't have worked. If he'd have came in here talking about nonstop and he popping shit, it would have never flew.
Here's why there's a difference. Whether he's talking tough or not, it's a talk tough environment. So you have to, at some point, understand you're going to have to talk tough in a talk tough environment, whether you walk in the door doing it or not.
We had already accepted him. We're not talking tough. Shout out to Mimi Angel. Where are the OGs of rap? Why are they quiet about the lawsuit? We are here right now. This is the OG of all OGs. Glasses Loken, Big Trap.
That's a fact.
Why we
want to get named in the lawsuit? Come on, it's
the gatekeepers.
It's ill-advised to make a statement at this point in time.
Listen, Drake has changed. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Drake was a very good guy at the beginning as far as a talent. He respected the boundaries of his artistry. This is the same person that went from saying, diss me, you'll never hear a reply from it, to now he's calling somebody a woman beater, saying that his best friend got his kids pregnant. That's what happened.
He's the best loser in hip-hop history. Give him that award.
He is the worst loser.
No, he's the best loser.
No, the best loser.
The worst loser. I've never saw anyone lose this bad.
He's the best loser.
No, he's the worst.
No, because the best loser will take the L and just be good.
His losing is greater than anyone else's losing.
No, he's for sure the greatest loser.
Okay,
the greatest loser. The greatest loser.
Okay.
So again, it's not us. We're not talking about the first mixtape. On So Far Gone, he was not talking tough. On So Far Gone, he was all about, if you diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it. I would never talk back to you if you diss me. That's Drake. Drake got a taste of stripper vagina, and it changed his life.
It was so catchy, and I believe that too. Malcolm said, y'all wasn't paying attention because it was catchy. I believe that too. It was easy. Drake it's like that Mos Def interview when he said his music is more digestible. I agree. I definitely agree with that.
That's not getting mentioned enough, man. I think most need to be mentioned because they was trying to kill most when he said that shit.
Redemption too. Even because when I said it before most, shout out to the big homie.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's obvious. But again, what happened is it don't matter what happened. And right now, him marketing this song, it don't matter. The song has to do the work. Mike L said, bring your mic closer, niece.
You got to teach me how to set this up. I don't know how to work it.
We're going to work it out. We're going to work it out.
Right there in front of you. Move it right there in front of you.
And he paid the ultimate price.
Right,
and he paid with his life. He paid with his rap. He paid with his hip-hop life. He paid because he could have just went under the radar and got it off. But he paid with his life. And at this point, Drake, yes, he paid with his hip-hop life.
Did Kendrick... No point. Did Kendrick kill him or did he commit suicide?
He committed suicide.
He committed suicide, right?
And you better be careful. We keep saying this.
Yeah. He's on the watch.
He lost this one battle. He lost another battle. Now he's about to lose this in the court case. And it's going to make people dislike him more. He may, like that side may take over. Pete, he might commit real suicide.
He's on the watch.
I don't know about that. I think what really happened is Kendrick called him fat, and now he's anorexic. He gave him an eating disorder is what happened.
Oh man. I'm out on that one.
Yeah, we out. We out. Yo, Pete.
What is wrong with Pete, man?
Yo.
So now I'm the bad guy. All this shit for 2 fucking hours, and at the end of the day, I'm the bad guy again. What's wrong with Pete? Everyone
go check Big Nova out. Go check Big Nova out, man.
Shout out my boy Miko, man. Y'all make sure y'all check that thing out. That thing is happening. It's going up. It's going up. Y'all gonna listen to it. MIQUO everywhere. Well, again, thank you for being at the No Ceilings Podcast. 3,400 people. We appreciate that. Much love. We back here Monday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Noon Pacific time. Click that thumbs up button before you leave. Retweet it if you're on Twitter. If you're on Facebook, share it. Go below. Look right there, right in the descriptions. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings Podcast with me and Pete. The No Ceilings Podcast. It's a new episode that drops Tuesday. We just dropped one last Tuesday. You can hear the No Ceilings Podcast on iHeart, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart.
Somebody said, read my super chat before you go.
Where's the super chat? I didn't see it.
Mike L said that.
Oh, let me see.
Drake being bullied, Uncle? Are y'all bullying him at this point?
No.
West Coast dudes bullying him?
No.
Oh, okay. No. I see it, Mike. Thank you for the $5, my boy. MCs have been professing how rough and tough their lyrics are since the beginning of hip hop. It's a part of the fabric. But you know what, Mike? Somebody may ask you to back it up.
This is why, like with a fraternity or a team, this is why you haze people on their way in, or why you got to jump somebody in. Drake never got hazed in or jumped in. They just said,
that's his fault.
Welcome. That is his fault.
Hey, hold on. Let me go through these super chats. Let me go through all these super chats one more time. Yes, but I told him we should have. But y'all act like y'all get mad when y'all say Glasses want to run hip hop like a gang. That's how we should run it. We should court everybody in that's talking about they in hip hop space.
Well,
so I'm gonna run through these super chats one more time. If y'all want to buy us lunch and get us off, here's your chance. I'm gonna read through them all to make sure I get them all again. Shout out to Kay. Thank you for the $20. Not Like Us is definitely on its way to being one of the greatest songs ever. I think you could make a case that the West has at least 3 to 5 of the top 10 hip hop songs ever. Today was a good day, which is probably the greatest one right now. G Thing. I would swap that G Thing out with next episode. Keep your head up. I would probably swap that out with Ambitions of a Rider and Not Like Us. Enjoy lunch. Thank you for the lunch, Kay. Sharice, thank you for the $20. Aubrey is the softest ninja to ever touch a mic. Hit that like button, peeps. He is looking actually very pin cushiony right now. It's very pillowy.
Looking real
pillowy right now. Very pillowy. Shout out to Sharice. Thank you for that $5. Not Like Us is now legendary status. Yeah, it's way past. Somebody told us the other day it was a moment. It's way past a moment. Way past a moment. Shout out to Michael Love. Thank you for that $5 again, my boy. What it do, fellas? Sorry I'm late to the lunch table. I was stuck in the principal's office. Man, welcome back. You know what I mean? Don't get in no trouble. Shout out to Michael Love. Thank you for the $5. Can we attribute the quick rise in sales to the internet because of the ease of reaching people? No, you can't, because the sales means you have to play it 150 times. That's the difference. That's to Malcolm's point. One stream doesn't count as one sales. It takes somebody 150 times to listen to your song to count for one sales. So while I agree, it's simpler to get to the music, it's so much of it, and they demand much more of your attention to constitute it as a sale. So no, it's not a quick rise in sales. Not to mention, if I was calculating and telling Trap, based off of today's standard, if you'd have put Not Like Us on the album would have debuted platinum first week.
Yeah.
Because you count all the previous streams to a single, and then that goes into the actual mix. So that's an important thing. So no, it would have been still hard. It's way harder. You know what I mean? It's not simple. You have to listen to a song a lot of times to make it constitute a sale. Shout out to COS Dre. Thank you for $20. Much love, my brother. Welcome back to the lunch table as always. It's not just about sales. Completely agree. Not Like Us has an impact in every corner of music, from sales, cultural connectivity, opportunities that came from it, and it will win awards, and it just happens to be a diss song. That's a great point. Shout out to Michael Love again. Thank you for the $5. I have to go clean up the quad or they won't let me play in the championship game tonight. Peace out, fellas. Get that quad clean, bro. We want to see you shine tonight.
And you better win, too.
Shout out to Kay. Thank you for the $10. You already know. No, Not Like Us is the perfect storm. It is. Hip hop was in a terrible spot before this battle. It was. And from the moment we heard Mustard on the beat hole, we collectively got over our Drake fatigue, which is fair, and enjoyed hip hop again. And it definitely became a new party. Yes, it did. That's a great point. I'm not mad at that thought. Shout out to Michael Love. He gifted 10 digital Soapbox Network memberships. Thank you for that. Shout out to Dre again. Thank you for that $5, my boy. Not Like Us is a magical moment captured sonically. It's like this was a battle for the soul of hip hop, and we got it back. We didn't have it. We could have lost it like rock and roll and jazz, but my young homie from Compton fought and got it back for us.
And
y'all should bow in his presence.
Before this battle, you know how many times people were saying, you said, Uncle, that people was making music talking about like having money and all this other stuff. And it's like, y'all shitting on the community.
That's it. How you all these people making songs talking about people broke? Hip hop is broke. What the hell y'all talking about? Shout out to David Jones. Thank you for the $10, Dad. We appreciate you. Do I think Kendrick would have gotten the Super Bowl regardless? No, but he already performed at the Super Bowl. Yes, he did. And for Mr. Morale on his face, might not move the needle for you, but the live performance of that tour checks every box. And the success of that tour. It was one of the highest grossest tours in hip-hop history. So he was on his way, but Not Like Us definitely put him in the fast lane. Put him in a different fast lane. That's a badass record. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the Canadian $2. G Malone is the truth. The truth, the way, and the light, like my savior himself, player.
Okay.
Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the Canadian $2 again. K-Dot is the GOAT. He is looking very goatish right now. I see the horns coming out his head, the beard. It's looking real goatish. I'm looking at him thinking about Bidia. I'm starting to start. I'm looking like I told him. I said, look, I told K-Dot, I said, hey, this is different. You went from just competing with your contemporaries to now you in the space of my guys. Why are you chasing Snoop Dogg? Why are you chasing Scarface? Why are you chasing the guys out? Now you on their ass. G and Next is like death certificate or doggy. I'm like, hold up. You getting out of control, Dot. What you over there doing? He said, man, you think so? I said, nigga, I wouldn't lie to you, nigga. He said, I know you wouldn't. He know damn well I'm not gonna lie to him. And it's one of them things. And y'all gonna all come around on GNX, and then y'all be like, Glasses, you was right. And I'm gonna act like I didn't hear you.
I ain't saying
that. Bring that feeling back.
I'm not saying that.
Shout out to the dialogue was having $10. Thank you for that, my boy. And always much love on the support on Twitter. Not Like Us is more than a diss, and it represents black folks delineating. I don't know why that word is killing me. Delineating with the new conscious overall. That's why it talks over rap, FBA beginnings, delineating from the diaspora, and a spotlight on hip hop media's West Coast bias. It does do that successfully. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the $5 in Canadian. How does that transfer over, Pete? $5 Canadian money.
Jeez, depends on the day of the week. I think the dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar, so it's probably some like $4.50, I want to say.
Well, we'll take that. That's at least some sauce. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the Canadian $5. Not Like Us debuted at #1 in the U.S. and Canada.
We'll have to buy some Canadian bacon with it.
Yeah, it is. Or some maple syrup. Shout out to Sharice. Thank you for the $10. Are we acting like Kendrick doesn't shake up the industry every time he drops? Facts. Are y'all new here? Hey, Glasses niece. Her name is Nay, and she loves you. Hey, facts. Like that boy don't be shaking everything. Y'all be playing with that man. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for that $5 in Canadian money. We will spend it in Canada. We gonna go get some duck sauce. We say, what's the New Hall King? We're gonna spend that up at New Hall King. We're gonna do a live stream up there. Drake gonna try to put a hit on it, but we going.
If Drake can't go to Oakland, we can't go to Canada.
We going to Canada for sure. And right all the smoke. It's going to be the greatest podcast. We're going to title it the most dangerous podcast ever. We're going to go shoot it at New Hall King.
I'm there.
And we're going to just post up.
I'm there.
I'll get a couple blicks. If niggas get funky, we're going to defend ourselves on camera. It's going to pop off. It's going to be a good marketing podcast.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the Canadian $5. Kendrick is a top-tier lyricist and artist. It's just that simple. He is different. He is looking very unfamiliar. It looks really different. I'm not gonna lie to you. He don't quite look like the nigga I remember. This nigga is different. Something happening. The nigga, you see how like he don't even care. Like when he's shooting a video, like this ain't nothing, nigga. I'm rocking. I'm like, boy, you cocky, my man. Look at my young dog, right, nigga. I be so proud. Go ahead, Pete.
Did Kendrick toppling Drake set the stage for the Trudeau resignation and the outright collapse of the entire nation of Canada?
This is all not like us. Not like us made the Prime Minister of Canada resigned. That happened on his watch. He said he had to go. He had to go. Y'all know how fire that is? He had to go.
I don't think there's ever been an international incident of this magnitude sparked by a track before.
Greatness personified through the arts elements. Shout out to Mike L. Thank you for the $5. MCs have been professing how rough and tough they are in their lyrics since the beginning of hip hop. It's a part of the fabric. But a motherfucker might test you, Mike L. That's the problem. You better be ready to back it up. And when it's time to back it up, you can't get mad you lost and take it to court. That is un-hip hop. It's not cool. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the $2 in Canada money again. Drake been I wouldn't call him that. That's just harsh. That's just Jesus. Yeah, it's one thing we talking about his talent ability. I ain't saying I just slapped the dude or nothing. I ain't never did nothing to him, so I ain't called him that. But I don't think so. I just think he just, in a weird place. It's tough. Hip hop is tough to navigate. Shout out to Sharice, $2. Thank you, Sharice. We love you. Always showing love since we first started this stream. We've been committed every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for weeks now. Still supposed to be here and he not. Shout out to Trap who joins us. Shout out to my niece DJ who joins us when still don't ever even show up. Drake has got too many passes. I do agree with that. Probably Ben should have said something. We let it go when he had the Ghost Rider. We probably should have tripped out like, that's you cheating. We should have said it then, like you cheating. Yeah. I even let it go. When Kendrick told me, I was like, man, you lying. That's the truth. Like I told Daddy he was lying. Then when I found out, I apologized, but really I should have been done with him then. But you know, black people, we try to just, we all right. Shout out to Mike L. Thank you for the $2. Hip hop has to have gatekeepers. I keep telling Trap and John that.
Yeah.
We have to do it. Nobody else is going to do it. What did Drake say? Nobody's going to get the job done. Nobody else can get the job done. Is that how the lyric go? We're the only ones that can get the job done. Why? Just accept the role. That's what we do. Mike L. Thank y'all for the $2. Thank y'all for feeding the gatekeepers because people don't want to starve us out. Shout out to Fidel Domingos. Thank you for the Canadian $2. Toronto hates Drake. I might think that is true. I hope not, but it feels like we are. But no, we not. Fuck that. Hell no. Hell no. We made him a millionaire over and over. We ain't bullying him. Fuck that. He got to stand up just like the rest of us. He got to stand up. And right now he's sitting down. He's sitting down on the toilet to pee. That's his fault. No, Malcolm. No, he's doing it. He could get it together. He could go back to dropping the hits and we'll love him like we did yesterday. But if you're going to keep acting like you sit down to pee, we're going to treat you like you sit down to pee. We don't care about your feelings being hurt. You ain't lost no money. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about your kids being teased at school. It happens. This is the arena. You come in this arena to get crazy. And Kendrick is going to do not like us at the Super Bowl. We ain't turning nothing down. The NFL ain't going to not let him do it. You think Canada will come down to America and punk it? It ain't going to happen. America is not letting Canada call the shots. Not at the Super Bowl, not nowhere. Not at the Grammys. All he's doing is giving all these people a reason to act a dog.
No, he
People looking at you like, how dare you? How dare you? So again, welcome. No Ceilings. We back here Monday live at Monday at noon. We'll see y'all here. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We out this time.
We out.